KlarseSport Podcast, questions and answers, Q&A, and today's question put forward to me by an anonymous fan was, why is Graeme Souness so jealous of Paul Pogba? I think the reason being is Graeme Souness is inferior of Paul Pogba, and he fears Paul Pogba and sees that Paul Pogba will become a better player than he ever was. So we'll start off with the facts. Was Graeme Souness a good player? Yes, he was a good player. Nothing extremely great and nothing to write home about. Is Paul Pogba a good player? Very good player. Nothing extremely great and nothing to write home about. Can he potentially become a better player? Yes. Will he become an elite player? In my opinion, no. But let's get into the facts. So he calls him out once again and he says, put your medals on the table. Now, before we put the medals on the table, let's look at an interesting fact. Phil Neville has more trophies than Van Dijk. Is he a better player than Van Dijk? Hell no. So putting your medals on the table does not define a player's greatness, as I've spoken about in previous podcasts. But since he said, let's put the medals on the table, we'll put the medals on the table and we'll look deep into it. So we'll start off with Graeme Souness, since he wants to put the medals on the table. 83. League Cup final, when he played for Liverpool, didn't score, goes missing. League Cup final 84, didn't score. Champions League final 78, didn't score. Champions League final 81, didn't score. Champions League final 84, didn't score. Coppa Italia final, they had two legs back then when he moved to Sampdoria. First leg he scored, second leg he didn't score. Almost forgot. 82 League Cup final, didn't score. He then moved to Rangers, League Cup final, didn't score. So he's underperformed in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cup finals and scored in one. Is that a great achievement? Not in my books. Now we'll move on to Paul Pogba. He went to the English League Cup final, didn't score. Europa League Cup final, he did score. Coppa Italia final, 2015, he didn't score. Coppa Italia final 2016, didn't score. The World Cup 2018, he did score. So he's performed in the biggest occasions more times than Graeme Souness has performed in the biggest occasions. So what right does he have to single out Pogba and define greatness by medals? That is not the way you define a player's greatness, by medals. As I just said previously, Phil Neville has more trophies and more medals than Van Dijk. Is he better than Van Dijk? Hell no. Also, Graeme Souness's greatest individual achievement is being the Golden Boot winner in 1981, the Champions League top goal scorer in 1981. But he forgets to tell people he was joint top goal scorer with 6 goals alongside Karl-Heinz Rummenigge and Terry McDermott, a fellow Liverpool player. Graeme Souness has also been in the PFA Team of the Year 4 times. So those are his greatest achievements. Top goal scorer in 81 and being in the PFA Team of the Year 4 times. Whereas Pogba's greatest achievements, individual achievements, are World Cup Best Young Player 2014, UEFA Team of the Year 2015, Europa League Player of the Season, and he's been in the PFA Team of the Year once. So he's not far off. In fact, he's even better, to be honest, because his achievements are better than his achievements. So pointing the finger at someone and not pointing the finger at yourself, it's very double standards and very hypocritical. Every single day he singles out Pogba and criticises Pogba for all his wrongdoing. But there's other players that need to be criticised.